Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 565 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to all the new listeners and welcome back to my old friends. It's truly an honor to be invited into your home or your car or your earbuds at the gym, wherever you are that we get to be together. I'm honored that you keep coming back. Sometimes it's that little 10-minute nudge that reminds you to be nicer to yourself and maybe nicer to other people, which makes the world a much better place. I read that a lot of people are waiting for someone else to make the world a better place, but did you know that by making your world more peaceful, by making your world happier, you're actually creating that energy out into the world too? And I love that for all of us. So thank you for being here. Do you hear that thunder? I can't ever tell if you can hear it, but I kind of like it. Anyway, so the other day I had this vivid memory of the La Quinta Inn in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, if you're not from Memphis, you may not know what that is. Maybe you have La Quinta there too. I don't know. But if you're from Memphis, you might know the one I'm talking about. It was right at the curve of I-240 downtown. I don't think it's there anymore. Surely it's not. But back when I was a kid, we used to stay there. Now, my dad used to run these big church conventions in Memphis, and he'd have to go a few days early to set everything up. So we would all pack up and we would head to the big city with him. And while he was off making sure the convention ran smoothly, my mom would take us kids all to the hotel pool. Let me tell you, that pool and that time was the highlight of our summer. It was just so much fun. I mean, we would just swim around for hours, laughing and playing, and we didn't have a care in the world. Those are some of my fondest memories, just pure freedom, pure joy. But here's the funny thing. Looking back now as an adult, I wouldn't touch those hotel pools with a 10-foot pole. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, so the hotels we stayed in, they were, let's just say they weren't exactly 5-star. Maybe not even 3. But as kids, we didn't care. We didn't notice the chip paint or the questionable water quality. We were just living in the moment, soaking up every second of summer fun. And that got me thinking, though, when we talk about the good old days, what are we really longing for? Like, I don't actually want to go back to swimming in a sketchy hotel pool or staying in a budget motel. What I miss is the feeling, the sense of excitement, the carefreeness of being a kid. You know, kids don't worry about the future or dwell on the past. They're just fully present, seeing the world as brand new every time they turn around, something new. But here's the flip side of that memory. As carefree as those pool summer days were, we didn't have much control over our lives back then. I mean, we swam until mom said it was time to get out. We drank water at dinner instead of the Coke that we wanted. And at bedtime, whatever mom and dad decided was our bedtime, that's when we went to bed. Our lives were at the whim of someone else's agenda. And that's the trade-off, right? As kids, we had that carefree vibe, but we had very little agency over our lives. Now, as adults, it's the opposite. We have so much freedom to make our own choices. If we want to stay up late, go for it. Want to book a trip or switch jobs, that's on you. We get to decide how to handle our responsibilities, big and small. But sometimes with all that agency, we start longing for the simplicity of childhood. You ever do that? We think, man, I wish I could go back to when things were just easier. But would we really trade our freedom for that? I don't think so. But what if we could have both? What if we could hold on to the agency we've earned as adults and rediscover that carefree present moment joy we had as kids? I think it's possible. And it really starts with how we use our minds. I mean, our minds play a huge role in every decision we make. I talk about that a lot. I mean, it can lift us up or it can drag us down depending on how and when and who we're listening to and how we listen to our mind. I'll share a quick story that made me think about this. I'm taking an interior design sketching course right now, and it's got so many modules. It's a very long online course. I'm really enjoying it. And the other day, when I was starting out, I was really into it, and I was just powering through one module after another, just loving every second of it. But then as I finished up on one of the models, I've been sitting there doing it for several hours. And when the next video popped up and it said, move to the next section, I felt this wave of like dread. And in my mind, I thought, oh no, I'm only 6 modules in. Am I already tired of this? There's no way. I'm too excited about it. What's going on? I'm dreading going to that next module. Now, my first instinct was to just push through, the grind it out mentality we're all taught. But then I stopped and thought, you know what? Why don't I listen to what my body's telling me? So I took a break and I went for a workout and cleared my head, and I came back totally refreshed. And you know what? I was really excited. I could not wait to dive back into that next module. At that point, it completely changed. And that moment taught me something important. Sometimes we ruin things for ourselves in our own heads. I mean, we get so gung-ho that we burn out, or we ignore the signals our bodies are sending us. Your mind and your body will tell you what they need if you only listen. I mean, maybe you're not tired of your job, you just need a vacation. Maybe you're not over your relationship, you just need to spice things up a bit. Those little nudges, like feeling dread before a task or craving a change of pace, it's your body's way of saying, hey, let's find some balance here. So how do we combine the agency of adulthood with the carefreeness of childhood? Well, it's about making intentional choices that honor both. You have to use your freedom as an adult to create those moments of joy, whether that's taking a spontaneous weekend trip, signing up for a class that excites you like mine, or just giving yourself permission to take a break when you need it. And when you feel that burnout creeping in, you have to listen to it. How many of us have ever, started a workout program and got so gung-ho, but then ended up laying on your back in bed because you are so sore, and now you can't work out for a week, and maybe your habit comes back or maybe it doesn't. That's the problem with going too gung-ho, is sometimes it doesn't work out so well. I mean, you shouldn't push through just because you think you should. Sometimes it's best to take it easy a little bit. You have to listen to your body. When your body says it's tired, it probably means it's tired. But those summers at the La Quinta pool taught me that joy comes from being fully present. And we don't need to give up our adult freedom to find that. I find it really every morning when I do my meditation. I feel so present during those 15 minutes. But we have to listen to ourselves and make choices that bring us back to that carefree feeling, even if it is just for a moment. As adults, we get to do that for ourselves. Now, maybe you're lucky enough to be married to someone who creates those moments for you or right alongside you like I am. Eric is awesome about that. But if you're not, you still get to create them for yourself. See, life is too short to just work all the time. Eric and I often say, what are we working for? So many work their whole life to just retire, but then they die months short of enjoying that retirement. We know a few people like that. And that's why you have to enjoy it now. Make decisions for this moment that feel good to you. Don't wait until all is perfect. That day may never come. So my challenge to you today is to take a look at your life where you are right now. Is there an area where you're feeling a bit burned out? Maybe a relationship that feels a bit distant. Maybe there's something you've been dying to try, but you keep just telling yourself, I'll try it later because you're working too much. Tony Robbins likes to say, when is now a good time? Meaning, if not now, when are you ever going to do it? So take one thing you've been putting off and schedule it, or take a break from something that's burning you out. And when you come back to it, you may come back refreshed and excited to get right back into it, just like I did with my sketching course. Our life is what we make of it. Are you creating your life on purpose, or are you waiting for someone else to do it for you? If not now, when? Share this with 3 people who deserve to listen on purpose. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.